Like that box water shit, I don't believe in that shit because anything in a box tastes gross.
Have you ever tried it?
I have. I don't like it.
I've never tried it. I've always wanted to try it though.
I've never tried it.
It's
I'm
all
gonna
hype.
take this off, is it all right?
Yeah, go ahead. It's all hype. Cause you ever had like apple juice that tastes like cardboard sometimes? Cause you get it in like the little juice box.
I remember that from elementary school, like
Right.
100%. The elementary school.
And it tastes like fucking paper towel or some shit. Not that I've had paper towel, but like
If I were to put a wet paper towel in my mouth, that's probably what it tastes like.
exactly.
Peer pressure. Pressure. Peer pressure.
This is the 18th episode of Peer Pressure.
Of what?
Peer pressure.
Of what?
Dog, it's touch sensitive. You gotta hit it
Peer
harder.
pressure.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Yo.
Wait. All right, say something.
We gotta. Oh.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Give me the horns.
It's fucking.
Hey,
game
we got a
time.
special guest in the building, everybody. Yo, we're actually really loud. We're like really loud.
I'm sorry.
We're peaking. I'm sorry to all my headphone users out there. But
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
yo, Dom,
What's up?
we got a special guest in the building today. We're in his building actually.
We in my building.
Oh,
We in
dojo.
His, we in his house.
Is that a third voice that I'm hearing?
Who is this?
It's your
Hit him
boy.
with his intro.
I'll let him.
Oh, we can let him introduce.
We can let him introduce himself.
It's just Christian. I don't have any AKAs for you. I know I was supposed to come prepared, but man.
Dog, it's all right, man. The AKAs take a while. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been
Maybe
working on
we'll work up to it.
Yeah, we'll get by the end of this. We'll throw you some. We got you.
There you go.
You know what it is. But just to give a quick intro, this is Christian.
What's his? Oh, are we not doing last names?
No, it's just Christian.
Can't give his full
Just-
government.
Yeah, we can't give.
You know,
government name.
Feds
I'm
is
not gonna
watching.
lie.
That's G14 classified. You know.
I didn't say his last name because I'm not sure how to say it. Lorenzana.
Lorenzana A1.
Oh.
There you go.
Hey.
Give me a little bomb one time.
Bam.
Touch sensitive, dog. Come
It's
on.
my left hand. I can't. My left hand is weak, bro.
You're literally.
Yo, honestly, I'm sorry about the bombs, the weak bombs. But we got Christian in the building today. Christian Lorenzana
Ooh.
of Slow Build Heavy Grind.
Hey,
You know.
hey.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
No.
honestly, overdoing it.
I gotta keep my hands ready. Just at the right
Overdoing it. But yeah, just a quick background, I guess, or info. I don't know. Actually, do you want to just intro yourself? Give some background to the people.
What do you do?
What do you do,
I
man?
make clothing, man.
Whoa.
Wait. Side note: we're like in his apartment right now, and it's literally like filled with clothes.
Yeah,
like,
it's
to
everywhere,
the,
bro.
to the brim.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
it's
man.
hella
Got
close.
trims on the floor. Everything's fabric cut everywhere, man.
I'm sitting right next to the sewing machine. Like, so
It
we're
weighs-
really in.
It weighs 500 pounds.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just found that out.
Give or take.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you make clothes. How would you describe like the?
Like the vibe of it.
I didn't want to say vibe, but yes, the vibe
It's a
of the
vibe.
brand.
It's like military distress type of clothing. It's basically kind of like pulling from like my childhood because I was a military brat growing up. My
Yeah.
dad was in the Navy,
Uh-huh.
so we would just like move around everywhere, and I would live on base, so I was always surrounded by like soldiers, sailors, Marines, all that stuff. And then just taking those materials that I would get from like whether it was like from my dad passed down or whether it was from like army surplus places, I would kind of take those and reconstruct them, and then. I mean that was me making a decision because to go back into the story, I was like a stylist assistant before that. I was on sets.
For where? For like where were you doing it at?
It depends. I would be like I'd be doing like editorial stuff, so like for magazines like GQ stuff, Esquire stuff, and then that kind of translated into like
Yo, drop the names again.
Flex.
What? G what? G what?
yeah, no, crazy. My first one was for Parks and Rec, which was like at the time was like my favorite
No
fucking
way.
show. So I got to meet the whole fucking cast.
And you're throwing clothes on them and shit? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Rob Lowe was so cool, man.
So how do you get into like how did that happen? Like how did that job manifest where you're
Ooh,
doing
I got
things
you.
like that?
I got you. This man studies film.
Yes.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Wait, so was the original passion film?
Yes, I was like a PA. PA is like a production assistant, and you're basically doing all the bitch work. You're getting people coffees. You're cleaning things
You
up.
were literally getting people coffee?
Yes, like that was like
Damn.
one of my first jobs
No way.
in LA. I had studied film in Florida, then went to California. To obviously because this is where it's at. This is where you go to
Yeah.
pursue
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
So I was on set, and then that kind of translated into me doing wardrobe, and then I was
Wait, so did the love for fashion, was it always there? Or did it like come with doing like
I mean, I always liked clothing, but I wasn't like up on it the way like kids now are. Like, you can go on fucking Hypebeast and like get schooled on any
Hypebeast
type
is
of
the
brand or some
original
shit.
Hypebeast for,
Hypebeast.
like,
Peer
know.
pressure.
Like I'm like more like Vogue magazine type shit. Like actually, I study more like women's clothes in terms of like what I'm pulling from in terms of like my like creative bank or whatever. But like in terms of like streetwear stuff, like I'm not. I was just introduced to that shit like maybe early 2000s, just like through hip hop, watching music videos. So yeah, I would basically work on films, do characters, and character like dressing characters is completely different than dressing like a celebrity. So I would do that, and then because I had experience in wardrobe, I pivoted to styling.
So when you say you're dressing characters, are they telling you like this is who this character is, like this is like who they are, like blah blah blah? They give you a description, and then you're like, this is what we want.
Yeah,
and
well,
then
that's more of a costume designer. I was more of what's called the costumer. So the outfits are already picked out, and it's my job to make sure that like this character is wearing the correct outfit in terms of like the storyline.
Got it.
For example, like a horror film, right? Like let's say it's like a chase scene, right?
Yeah.
And the killer's chasing like a girl in like a white dress.
Yeah.
Let's say she gets cut up a couple times. So you have to create 5 different dresses that are like progressively bloodier and dirtier.
Right.
And you never really shoot in chronological order. Sometimes it's like, oh, we're shooting the first scene last, or whatever. Vice
That's
versa.
where like you take photos of the clothes to make sure everything
Exactly.
is like.
So it's like a very detail oriented job. It's
That's
very
wild.
logistics driven.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How long did you do that for?
Shit, like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And then while I was still doing that, I was also styling on the side.
How did you like that job? Did you like did that like make you fall in love with clothes like after doing that, or like how was it?
No, I actually started falling in love with clothes when I started like just doing the styling side of it.
Oh, okay.
Because then there's more creative freedom, and then you kind of have to be up on your brand game. You have to know like what's new, what's established, and then like depending on what your client likes, like you have to kind of find other brands that would like go well with that brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of research, and it's a lot of like building relationships with like PR showrooms and
yeah,
shit like
dude,
that.
it's tough.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I told you this, but I was like a stylist intern.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm about to. It was for this lady named Zoe Costello.
Chill out. I don't know.
Her clients were like Vic Mensa and like whoever, like. I remember I was working on the Mac Miller MTV thing or whatever.
Right.
And I only did it for like 2 days. I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't like. They had me driving everywhere, and like I'm not trying to complain, but like doing it for 2 years is a big deal because I couldn't be doing that. They weren't paying for my gas. They weren't paying for anything. You know.
Usually they should. Damn.
Right.
They're trying to.
No, they're playing me. They're doing me dirty. Like,
Damn.
but that shit wasn't. It wasn't the business. It wasn't for me. Like,
Right.
and having to reach out to stores. Like, we had no budget.
Oh,
So we had to be like,
man.
yo, can we pull from your store? Or like, can we pull from this? And people wouldn't be down, obviously. Who's
Right.
gonna lend
They're
you?
trying to make money.
They're trying to make
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
Who's
yeah.
gonna lend you clothes for an artist to wear, then give back and be dirty? You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro.
So it's like I couldn't imagine doing that shit for like 2 years.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and then like to pull it into like the brand thing, like a lot of times stylists will not prey. I don't want to. That's like an aggressive term, but like
I like that word.
I get you. No, I get where you're going.
they'll be like, "Yo, you're a new brand. Hey, do you want to get your shit on this poppin' celebrity or this poppin' influencer? Hey, just give it to us for free. We'll shout you out. We'll do all this and that."
Yeah.
And
No, it's like that.
yeah, totally,
Damn.
bro. I don't want to get into
Right,
that, but
right,
like,
right.
yeah, like it's crazy. Like they would just be like, it's almost like they expect free shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But hopefully like new brands will like be like, nah, like we're gonna change that shit. We'll see how it goes, but like in this Instagram age, like you just never know.
Yeah.
What do you mean like in Instagram? Do you think it's easier now to make money and have like your brand, or is it harder because now you're trying to get clothes on like other? You know what I mean? Like, is it
Right.
easier to make money, or is
I think it's easier because like anyone can get a big cartel or a Squarespace or whatever,
Yeah.
and throw some items on and make your little your brand poppin'. But because there's so many brands doing that now, like it's harder to get really noticed and like set yourself aside from the pack.
Do you ever feel like because it's so saturated now, like do you feel like you get like lost in the sea of brands and shit? Like, do you feel like you ever feel it's gonna not work out or it's not working out because there's so many things and everyone's in the market
Nah,
to
man.
do this?
That's just like a survival of the fittest, man.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to be here, you will find a way to survive because brands come and go. Like,
Yeah.
you know, brands will pop up and then like 1 or 2 years they'll be gone.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have longevity, like more power to you. Like for example, the hundreds, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never really fucked with the hundreds, but you know,
Yeah, they've been.
you know, but they've been
They're
around.
popping.
They still have
They're
a brick and
popping.
mortar. The
Yeah.
fact that you
Yeah.
have a brick and mortar,
Still.
you know, is amazing to me. And people still rock their shit.
People
So-
still like heavy.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
Same with Diamond.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I can't hate on that. Like you've been able to survive in a business that is built on
It's
the
so
principle of like, yo, what's new? What's the new pop and shit? What's the
Yeah.
next trend?
Yeah.
And if you can survive that, then damn, like like amazing props.
They've been around for what, like 10 years? Like plus?
Yes,
10 years
definitely.
plus?
I feel like fashion, especially like I'm not like super well versed in it, but like you see like trends change like in
Yeah,
a day.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like like in order to like be around like that, you
Yeah.
can't like slack for
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
Like one misstep and you're out. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's what.
And I
it's
feel like that's purely like a business thing. You can't survive that long without any sort of business structure or business minded you know, approach to anything. Like a lot of times like new brands will approach me and be like, yo, like what do you think of this? You think this is gonna like break new ground or whatever? And like, yeah, that matters to an extent, but like
Yeah.
like what really matters is like, yo, how do you handle your finances? How do you
Yeah.
build relationships with, you know, your vendors and like
Yeah.
you know, the stores that you're trying to get into or whatever.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, this was a new thing for you, right? Like this not necessarily think about the business, but being more focused on like make sure your finances are straight and like
Totally, because
yeah.
I like I'll be the first to admit I'm terrible with finances.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to learn that once I decided, okay, this is something I want, you know, for
Yeah.
like the long run, like, yo, I got to start reading up. So like I would get into people like Gary V, Tim Ferriss.
Bro, Gary V.
Gary V,
Drop the
yo, no,
bombs,
for real, yo.
Yeah,
Listen.
my homies been telling me about Tim Ferriss too. I've
man.
heard a couple of his shit.
Yeah,
He's pretty nice.
the other guy, Robbins,
Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins.
Have
Yeah.
you heard the Quest fitness bar guy or the Quest nutrition guy?
Nah, who's that?
Yo, we got to link you to this other podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tom bought like it's some dude
Something like
started
that.
Quest.
And it's like you see those Quest bars like in like grocery stores.
It's
and
like a protein bar.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Okay.
the dude that started that. Dude, he's crazy. He's actually nuts.
What did he do before he was doing these little protein things?
He was doing
He was working
He was working at some like I don't know. He doesn't get into specifics. It was some financial something company. And
Okay. So he had bread to work with before.
No, but it was like a startup company.
Gotcha.
So like there was like two people and they brought him on and the company like got bigger and then they were like making good money. But like he talked about he hated it because it was just like money and like he didn't like it. So he wanted to do like what was about him and his family was obese. So he wanted to start a company that like how do I solve obesity? Or he used another
Nah,
word.
it's not it's like disease or like
It
some
was
sort of like
some-
body ailment. Not because remember he talked about having a mission for
Yeah.
your brand, like for your brand or
Right.
for your company or whatever.
or a big problem to fix.
And that's exactly what it was.
He had something like the obesity thing, but how can I cure X? Like what
It was
disease is
some,
that? I
it
forgot
was
what
some type of
that was.
disease. It's some
Yeah.
what is it? Some
I
type of
forgot,
disease.
but-
it has to do
Right.
with eating or
and
nutrition.
yeah, your body or whatever. And so
whatever.
Peer pressure.
whatever. We don't, it's okay if we don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever.
Peer pressure.
No, yeah, definitely link me with that. I want to like.
Yeah,
read
we
about
got
that
you.
shit. Because I'm a complete nerd when it comes to that shit. Like I just
Dog.
want
Yeah.
I just recently started getting into that shit because
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
So like that. Well, first of all, let's talk about the brand you got.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
first of all,
Oh,
we got
sorry, my
some
bad,
we got
my
some
bad.
new shit coming out low key.
Yeah.
Get the plug in real quick. When's the new shit? Do people know about the new shit?
Oh,
Or-
I don't even.
What are you talking about? The Frank Ocean t-shirts?
Ooh, the what?
Yo, Loki, I was peeping those like from the side.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
want one,
saw that.
bro?
Dog, those.
What size are you?
I saw
Ooh,
this.
what
I saw
size
the
are you?
thing. I saw the thing right here. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I saw
Yeah,
the
man.
blonde. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything though. I was like, yo,
Yeah, man,
what
you
the
can
fuck?
have one, bro.
Dog.
White or black? There you go.
Ooh, he said white or
Dog.
black.
There you go.
I'm gonna rock that shit tomorrow. like, yo,
Yeah, man. Because
When do those drop today or yesterday?
So the white ones are already available, but the black ones will be available like probably sometime this week.
Okay, for
Yeah.
sure.
Which
for
one do
sure.
you like more? White or black?
I like the black one. I like wearing black, you know, because like
Me
I'm
too.
a clumsy person. If I get like sauce stains on it or like whatever,
Too much sauce.
Exactly. I
Dog,
don't-
white's the worst, bro.
Exactly.
I honestly like the way white looks, but the same
yeah,
reason.
like a clean white tee is great, but then once it gets like dusty, like
Yeah.
it's a
Game
wrap.
over. You
But
have
then-
to be extra careful when you wear
Yeah.
those shirts.
Exactly.
But anyway, what were you gonna say, Dom? I didn't mean to cut you off so rudely.
Oh, so I've heard about the brand. One, tell them the name. I don't want to tell them.
Okay,
the name.
wait. First of all, Dominic, this is actually why I wanted to bring you guys together.
You wanted to
Because I
pit
think
us.
I think that Dominic and Krystian are very similar people in different disciplines, and
Okay.
so I feel like Dominic doesn't know shit about fashion.
Zero.
But
I don't either. Spoiler alert.
Yo, wait.
I never did.
Before you ask this question,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Crocs?
Wow. Wait.
If you're doing it ironically, okay, I get it.
Dog, it is ironically. I'm not.
Because
I feel-
actually,
you know what I mean?
You know, we can't talk about Crocs 'cause they sponsor our show.
Right.
Yeah,
Are they comfortable? Do you wear them?
No, to be honest, I can't even. I'm gonna bleep that whole part out. I can't say I wear them ironically. I can't say I.
So you
I
really
can't,
fuck with them sincerely.
I can't say I wear them.
That was so quiet.
Sorry. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's kind of like because I've never. Okay, I put it like this, right? Like, are you into paintings at all?
I love painting.
Okay, are you love painting or you like
The act of painting, but I don't know that much about painting.
So like I like if I go to like a museum with like paintings and stuff, like it does nothing to me.
Dom doesn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about
Dom
like
doesn't get
I-
it.
you know have you been to like LACMA and shit?
I love LACMA, yeah.
And have you gone up to like the like old like not the like the main exhibits but like the
Right.
fucking I took a fucking
Like the Renaissance paintings,
yeah.
all that shit where it's all like religious stuff. You don't like that
dog,
stuff?
no, I mean
Yeah.
I can appreciate it. I can appreciate that stuff
Baroque.
more a little bit because I look at it and be like, this took a fucking lot of skill. I appreciate
Totally.
skill, you know what I
Totally.
mean? But it does like for me nothing to me.
Right.
You know
Like
what I mean?
emotionally.
Right.
Yeah. And so I look at like fashion in a similar way, but not the same because like fashion you have to be in. Like, you know what I mean? No matter who you are, you have to have.
You're in it.
You,
You
have
live in it.
fashion.
You live
like,
in
you know
it.
what I mean? So like
Totally.
I understand that to that aspect, but like to people like dropping the money that they do on certain things and like where I can't like, it's me when I look at a painting, I can't see the value
Right.
in like
Right.
certain like brands or certain like things like that. Like I look at it as like, yeah, I don't see why someone would do that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on like flexing?
Like what do you mean? Like
Flexing, like for example, flexing for the gram. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Dom's taking some fit pics before.
I've taken one fit pic. I'm
Dom's
trying.
taking some fit pics.
what was your rank? Can I pull it up on my Instagram real quick?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bro, I'm trying to get on a.
Where the fit pics at?
No, so I get
What's your Instagram?
at Domicito.
Domicito.
But wait, I need to preface this because
DOMMIE.
the whole reason for this fit pic is my whole goal by the end of this year is I'm trying to get featured on the Crocs page.
Yo, that's tight.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
so
It's
like
a goal. It's a goal.
I took a fit pic trying to get featured on the Crocs the Crocs page.
That shit is
This
so
one right
weak.
here. Wait, these
Yeah.
are Crocs?
Yeah, those are Crocs.
I've never seen Crocs like
Bro,
that.
they're just-
wait.
Yeah.
I've never seen Crocs.
Yo, you need to check out the Swift Waters. Bro, the Swift Waters are lucky fire. Like you you only see like they're the
The
free
Swift Waters are like the Hirachis of Crocs.
Yeah, low key.
Oh shit.
They're kind of fire, bro.
Dog,
honestly.
But they're
You-
comfortable.
Bro, they're amazingly comfortable.
Okay.
Like that's the like
And you rock them with socks.
I rock them with socks, bro.
Crocs and
Because
socks.
if you like I work in it's basically like a robotics tutoring place. So a lot of STEM Center USA, but a lot of the people who come in, there are a lot of it's a lot from like like their family or first generation.
Okay.
And so it's a lot of immigrant children, bro. All people from all other countries, Crocs are popping. Like
Okay.
all the kids who come in, like from the different countries, they're all rocking Crocs, but they wear them without
Socks.
socks.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to separate myself within within the Croc market. I'm trying to.
Yeah. I mean, hey, my whole thing is if you feel cozy in it, if you feel comfortable and you feel like that's like you representing yourself in like your most ultimate self, like, hey, more power to
talk
you.
to him.
Oh, I was trying to do the bomb. You
Yeah,
trying
we
to
gotta
do-
have some guidelines.
We gotta coordinate
about-
each other.
Yeah.
Do
Oops,
you?
my hand touched your hand.
Wait, but I feel like
Anyway.
we are talking about something important
Yeah,
before I
wait.
got on the topic.
So
of
I
Crocs.
was saying, Dominic, it's weird that we have a third person because now I can look at you guys.
Yeah, no, I haven't
Usually,
been-
me and Dom never look at each other when we're doing this.
They were just looking
Okay.
down.
We look at the wall. Anyway, but I feel like Dom and Krystian are two very similar people, except in different disciplines, like I
Yeah.
said.
For sure.
And so I know that you guys have a lot of. I feel like Dom can really pick your brain because he doesn't understand.
I don't. That's
He
like I
doesn't
don't.
get it.
Yeah.
Not like it's a bad thing, but like with fashion, like same as art, you like to explain, like it
Yeah.
doesn't move you. Like
That's I think
even-
that.
And I know that. Do you think that Krystian? You think that fashion isn't art,
I think it's important. Yeah.
right? Do you
I think it's art too. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like, it's not like
Right.
but I don't like. It's like how I would look at like other different like
Right.
I like the metaphor or whatever the fuck you want to call it to painting. Is very like it's like I look at it and it's like cool and like I can acknowledge when someone has like
A dope fit. or
yeah
something.
exactly
Totally.
but
Fire
my
fit.
I think my taste is very like
I honestly think Dom has a good sense of style. I
wow
really-
I've never heard of it before in my life.
Dom, I
I'm
tell
not
you-
gonna lie I've never heard
I look at you, I'm like, damn, that guy has some style.
because I like I a lot of times I wear things ironically because like
Okay.
I wear shit that's like wild. Like
Yeah,
I wear
right.
shit that I think like no one wear this. I want to wear this.
So
Okay.
then, why do you think that? I mean, I feel like Dom understands like why fashion is important, or like clothes.
Yeah.
But like, why is it so important to you? And if someone like Dom were like ask you like, yo, why is this jacket like? What's your most expensive piece that you have like on your website right now?
It's probably the Naragi jacket. It's like made out of duffel bags.
Is it
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. This is like a sample right here. This one
Oh
here.
shit.
So this used to be a bag.
I know. I really like that jacket.
Is
Actually.
this
Yeah.
one bag?
Yeah. That's like a longer version, but yeah, that was a sample that I didn't end up using.
So we're basically looking at an olive green, like olive drab Naragi,
Yeah.
made out of duffel bags. or,
Yeah, like
a
one of them
duffel
like
bag.
karate gis, you know, like
Right.
Oh, that
exactly.
shit's hard. I used to be in karate.
Right. So, like how much does that run for? Like how much?
500 I want to say right now.
$500.
Yeah.
And if someone were to ask you like, what? If someone were to ask you like, what? Why is this $500? Like, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not trying to like call you out, but
Right.
like, why is this $500? Like, there's people that can't afford, a pair of shoes or whatever.
Right.
Not trying to like guilt trip you,
Oh,
but
no, of
there's some
course not.
things like that run through my mind.
It's a
you know what I
completely
mean?
logical process.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Number one, it's made in America. I'm not making clothing in China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
100%.
If you go to H&M, you can find a $5 t-shirt. Why? Because it's mass produced in China.
And they're making it for
Right.
like pennies.
yeah, I'm going to a factory
Yeah.
that has like maybe 3 or 4 sewers, and for them to cut the fabric, it's not like a regular roll of fabric where they can just do their process that they've been taught a million times to do.
Yeah.
It's a bag.
They
right?
have to sit there and be like, okay, well, this piece has to be a sleeve. This piece has to be a neck piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of thought and process going into it. Like to develop one of these jackets, it probably takes like from start to finish, like at least 3 to 4 weeks.
On
On one.
Okay, see, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're gonna
Yeah.
spend that amount much time,
Yeah.
like your time is obviously worth money. You're not gonna
Right.
You're not gonna sell $50.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, and then like the time it takes to go to like let's say like Rose Bowl flea market or like Army surplus store and to like sift through their piles of stuff and be like, yo, this is something that I want to use. Like
Yeah.
Like this is usable for what I want to make, right?
So things like that, and I want to be put in a position where I'm being compared to those higher end brands. Like maybe I'm not there yet, but like in my head, like that's who I want to be competing against.
Yeah.
So that's the market that I'm playing in, and that's why it's priced at that point.
Right.
So do you
That
think
price
do you
point.
think like putting it at that price point, it puts it in like, you know what I mean? Like if you were to price it, like let's say like the quality is there,
Right.
but you were to price it at a lower price bracket, would that like not put you up with those? You know what I mean? Like does the price point matter because it puts you in that bracket with them as well?
Oh, completely. Yeah. Price
Yeah.
point is everything. It's like do you want the first class seat or do you want the economy seat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you know what I mean?
I think actually this is one of my reasons, like my beef with the fashion industry is because like, and like, bro, I hate it because it's like it's what Kanye says all the
I
time.
know,
You know,
I know.
like
It's
but you know what I
yeah.
mean? But
It's a club.
It is
yeah,
true.
it's a club, and it's in like not only that, but like my genre or like where I like fall is like music, and music like is free. You know what I mean? Like the like, well, it's becoming more free. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like you can have like the richest person be listening like Chance, who's released all his music independently for free, and you have the person coming from the slums who still listen to Chance. Like
Totally.
it's equal access.
Right.
With fashion, it's like it's like it feels like you can only get certain pieces if you're like this, but also if you have those pieces, it puts you in a class.
it's crazy. Like that's where like
classism. Yeah,
H&M
totally.
Yeah.
comes in, Forever 21, like Uniqlo and stuff like that. Like although people might think that this is super cheap, but like you can still get a look.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can still listen to Chance and like not spend $500 on a jacket or whatever. You can still get a cool jacket from like Uniqlo.
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
a good price.
I've
and
never
still,
heard that story before in my life.
Right. It's a Japanese like.
Is it like H&M?
It's like an H&M, but
Yeah.
they're just like they're more focused on like basics, whereas H&M is trying to like
Yeah.
focus on what looks are on the runway
Oh,
for
got it,
cheap.
got it.
But Uniqlo's like more basics and
Yeah,
like
like-
standardized stuff.
Like Uniqlo stuff can like fit into your wardrobe no matter who you are.
no matter
Like,
who you
Oh,
need
really?
Uniqlo shit. Yeah.
I might-
it's just
No,
I
yeah,
just- I might
it's
just
really
stop
cool.
by.
No, Uniqlo's nice,
Yeah.
bro.
Beverly Center.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uniqlo.
Oh damn, beat me to it, dog.
But yeah, that's why I also have those same thoughts. Like, if only everyone could access these things and the price bracket, like the whole dilemma of the price bracket and having to price your items at that point, like to get into in that
Totally.
club. But also there's a lot of work that goes into that jacket. It's $500 for a reason. You're not going out. You're not outsourcing.
See that also makes like that. I think seeing like how you've made it and like hearing like how much time you spend on it and the work that goes into it, it makes more sense why it'd be priced at. You know what I mean? Like because when I see clothes, I think of the factory.
Yeah,
I think of
right.
someone making it and like
Yeah.
mass producing. It's like, why the fuck am I gonna spend that much money for a shirt?
Right.
But if I'm thinking of individual, because now like when you're talking like this is like a painting. Because if you think of a painting, those are priced so high because people spend years to make those.
Exactly.
And you're not paying for like the thing, you're paying for the work that went into it.
Right.
So if you're spending 4 weeks on this, like why wouldn't you price it at that point? You know, so that makes more sense to me. Like if these pieces they're actually pieces of art. You know what I mean? They're actually like a painting. Like you're actually putting that amount of time. So why wouldn't you price it?
And it's also too like what venue is selling it. Like if a painting was being sold at like a high-end gallery, right? Of course, it's gonna have a nice price tag. But what if you saw that same painting at like a thrift store? Would you think the same thing of it?
No, 100%.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
So like that's why like I'm aiming for stores that carry other brands that I want to be compared to, because I could go to like a PacSun and be like, yo, like who's your buyer? I want my clothes in PacSun, and they might be down, but then I basically would have to restructure my entire business and like what I think of my brand and like basically pivot to a completely different type of customer.
Because when you go into a store like that, right?
Yeah.
Then you're like their name is rubbing off on you, and you're getting that. It's almost like
exactly.
if I can compare this to like rap again, it's like if you get like when Dre co-signed Kendrick's stock went up. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly,
his
My
name-
price went up.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if it was like fucking, I don't know, Uzi,
Yeah.
Yeah.
co-signing him, then it's like, does his co-sign have as much clout or like weight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like Uzi being PacSun.
Honestly, man, like as much as I don't want to admit it, whatever, like art, it's like all hype. I mean, the artists can be so talented, like they can be talented, but if they have no hype or they can't, for example, like market themselves, or not necessarily market, but get into the market and be popular, they're not gonna make money.
Right.
Like same, I feel like now we're equating this to like paintings and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like fashion's the same way. Like not necessarily hype in a negative way, but all brands that if you are successful want to have hype. Like you need that hype. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And do you feel like another question? Like when did you feel like your business was for real? Like when did you feel like it's not just my side thing, or it's not just
Yeah, I want to.
Tax season.
Yeah, really? Is that
Yeah.
really one?
Like to me,
What year?
man,
What
I'm
year?
like fucking the first year that I fucking
Yeah.
filed my LLC.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes real. Then it's like, oh shit, like if I don't get my shit together, the IRS is after my ass.
Yeah.
So
that's when it's like, oh, I got to tie all the loose ends and shit like that.
exactly. So sometimes you need that. Sometimes it's like real life actually hits you upside your head type shit.
Wait,
Yeah.
we haven't talked about the brand. Can you tell them the name?
It's called Slow Build Heavy Grind. I was waiting for you to do that. I knew it was coming.
Peer pressure.
that's our brand.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yo, why the name?
It was like a mantra that I had. So before I had the brand, to go back into the story, basically, I was almost gonna be done with LA. I was gonna like move back in with my parents.
When did you move to LA?
2011. So I've been here like 6-ish years.
How do you like it, by the way?
Where'd you
I
move?
fucking love LA.
Where'd you move from?
Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, Florida is like a pretty, like, I don't know, I've never been. It's like a big city.
Disney
or-
World.
It's very, very commercial. Like Orlando, Florida could probably exist in like middle America and like fit right in.
Wow.
There's like a Target next to a Best Buy, next to an Applebee's, next to a Chili's.
That sounds like where we grew up.
Chino Hills.
Shout out
I fuck with Chino Hills.
Lonzo Ball, bro.
pressure.
Lonzo
Lonzo
Ball.
Ball,
We out
Lakers,
here.
Shout
Hey,
out
these guys are-
Brooksy, right?
Oh,
Brooksy?
Brooksy.
Hey, you know about Brooksy?
Yeah.
This
That's the
dude,
spot,
these
bro.
dudes are both Clipper fans, by the way.
Oh, hell
Hey,
yeah.
there you go. I mean, we could do an entirely different podcast
I
about
know.
Clippers alone. I could talk
Shout out
Clippers all
Pat
day.
Beverage. Shout out Darius Miles. Shout out Lamar Odom.
Sorry, Dom.
exactly.
Wait, so back to how you got the name for the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really admire. Like, okay, go ahead. I'll say my piece about it after.
Yeah.
Get some of these Takis.
Sponsored by Takis.
Definitely. So yeah, I was about to go back home and live with my parents because LA just wasn't cutting it. I wasn't finding work. And
You were still doing the PA thing, yeah?
yeah, but I was barely finding work. I was barely getting any callbacks or anything like that.
Right.
So and then at the time also on top of all that, I was like breaking up with my girlfriend. So it was just like, all these things happening at once. It's
Was
like,
she
yo,
out here?
Yeah, she actually lives in Diamond Bar.
No,
No way.
Yeah.
She go to Diamond Bar High.
Probably. I don't. Damn,
Wait, was
I
she
should know. I should know that.
Was she
damn.
from out here?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No,
man.
she does go to a Diamond Bar.
Shout
You're
out
right.
Diamond
Yeah,
Bar. Hey, Snoop Dogg lives in Diamond Bar. I got a house in the hills right next
Exactly.
to Chino.
yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
But anyways, yeah. So I was going through all that, and I like got to a point where I was like, yo, I need to like talk to somebody. So I would like get like a therapist, and he would tell me like, yo, you need to develop a routine. You need to wake up early, and you need to like have some kind of mantra that you're telling yourself, and like set goals for yourself every day. So I came up with a mantra, and that part of that mantra was slow build, heavy grind. Like basically,
So does he get a cut?
oh,
Yeah, you cut him a check every. Yeah,
yo,
this is that.
yo, therapy sessions ain't cheap. He got his money.
Damn.
So there
Hey,
you
I
go.
paid him. He's
Yeah,
good.
He's good. But slow build, heavy grind is like, take it slow, have patience, trust in the process, and regardless of whether you're winning or you're losing, like keep working, because a work ethic will never go away. That will never be out of style.
Yo, have you seen that McDonald's movie that's on Netflix now?
I just watched.
Did you watch it?
Yes,
I watched this
dude.
shit last night.
How do you like it?
Bro, you gotta watch this movie.
Wait,
bro.
someone tell me what this movie
It's called
about.
The Founder, and
It's
it's
about
basically
McDonald's.
the origin.
Oh, hell
The
yeah, I
origin
wanted
of
to
it.
watch that shit.
Bro, it's not a documentary. I thought it was gonna be a doc, but it's not. It's like a movie.
I'm about to watch this shit
a
tonight.
biopic.
Straight
Bro,
up.
Yeah.
honestly, it's fucking crazy.
I'm about to watch this shit tonight.
Like
That
if
shit-
you're into business, if you're into like the American dream,
If you're also,
It's-
so not to spoil it, but that one part where he's playing the record, and it's like persistence is the only thing. Persistence is the only whatever.
Right, totally.
Work ethic is all you need. You can change your
Yeah.
life with work ethic.
that record was his mantra, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's basically the same thing you were saying to yourself. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important too, because
Yeah.
people
if you
like
don't have a
Gary-
mantra, please like get one.
Okay, so when I think about
find a therapist, get a mantra.
break up with your girlfriend, go to the therapist, and
Get a mantra.
and then and it's gonna set your life off straight.
There you go.
And- wait, so like with the name, like I think a lot about names, and it's weird because with the name of your company, it's like it's like words to live by, but it also sounds cool to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's rare to get something where you have like slow build, heavy grind. Like, I don't know, like it really is like that's something that I think is relatable because like obviously if you want to do anything, that's what you have to do. Like it's a slow, gradual process.
Right.
So it's cool that you encapsulated like this hard work ethic into like something that sounds cool as shit. Like how long did it take you to develop? Like did you say it one time you're like, oh, that's it, or like were you thinking about like
I was probably thinking about it. I had come up with different names, but I was honestly just gonna go with my own personal name. But there's a lot of pressure that comes with like having your name carry the brand. So I was like, you know what? Let me just detach myself from it and make it more about like an idea or like a work ethic. And that's something that I've always been taught. Like no matter if you work hard, regardless whether someone has more talent than you, like work ethic beats everything.
So, going back to like the naming of your brand, when you talk about like naming it your own name, like Krystian Lorenzana, right? I don't know if you're familiar, Dom. Like, there's like streetwear and there's like higher fashion or couture or whatever you want to call. Like couture is different because it's made to order and stuff, right?
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
how
Yeah,
they-
you do a fitting. They do all that. It's like mostly like dresses and shit.
It's
for
like
high-end
crazy. It's like
clients.
crazy expensive.
Got it.
But there's like runway fashion or like and there's streetwear, whatever, right?
Right. But
And
now
do-
it's like a gray area.
Now it's a gray area. You don't know. But how do you feel about, in my mind at least, whenever I look at like this is air quotes, like streetwear brand, they always have a name. Like they always have like a name or something like a slow build heavy grind or whatever. But
like
then
something like super inspirational or something like that. Or what do you mean?
Or it's not their.
it's not their real name.
not their real
So
name.
opposed to like a Jill Sander or like something like a Raph Simmons or something like that.
Right.
Where they
By the way,
make
Raph Simmons just sounds like a brand.
that
It
shit sounds
that
so
doesn't sound
honestly,
like it's
bro.
someone's actual name.
Honestly, Raph Simmons is such a hard name.
It's
It
fucking-
is Raph.
Okay,
Who else is
Raph.
named Raph?
What?
Dog,
the
but my
fuck?
biggest question about that, like, is it? Did he make the name cool, or like?
Dude, I don't know, bro.
I don't
Honestly,
think. I don't think that kid was in elementary school. They'd be like, "Yo, Raph Simmons, that's tight." Like, I don't think anyone.
I
was
bet
saying
you
that.
Raph growing up was like a complete nerd.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Totally.
People
But
making fun of his
anyway-
ass every day.
But anyway,
Sorry, my bad.
No, you're chilling. But like, do you think
Peer
that
pressure.
you know
Sorry.
what it is? But do you feel like naming your brand something other than your own name is automatically makes it streetwear?
No, not at all.
Do you say that? Do you think that that's only because now we have like brands that are coming up that aren't under their own name, like the name of the designer? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
Because in my mind, that's what happens when I see a brand that's like, oh, this is a name of a brand like that's trying to do this independent fashion thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, this is like more streetwear. Whereas the perception of it when I see someone's name on the tag, like, oh, this is John Elliott.
Right. So
Whereas-
wait, do you call John Elliott streetwear?
I don't know. It's hard for me to decide because it's the same thing. So John Elliott, he I feel like is more beloved as a true like fashion. Also sponsored by Talkies. If you hear
sponsored
if
by
you hear
Talkies,
chewing
yeah.
Peer
sounds,
pressure.
I'm sorry.
Not sorry about it.
You're hearing that Chris, that nice Chris, that's
Right.
from Taki.
So it's like take John Elliott and Off-White. You know, both kind of tread the line between high fashion and street or whatever. But John Elliott has his own name on it. Off-White has Virgil Abloh's name on the tail. It's not just called Virgil Abloh.
Right.
Is it Off-White by?
It's Off-White care of C/O Virgil Abloh.
I wonder if people can, like when I think of Off-White, I automatically think of Virgil. Can you separate the two? It's hard to say.
Right.
Like every time I think Off-White, I think I'm automatically of like Virgil and like his entire body of work.
Right. So do you think the name changes people's perceptions, like a John Elliott or like versus an Off-White, where they're kind of in the same area of clothing, but Off-White to me automatically like sounds more streetwear because it's and it's not the name of the designer.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, DKNY, that's an acronym for Donna Karan, and Donna
Yeah.
Karan is streetwear to me in some ways. Or like Calvin Klein could be considered streetwear.
Even Tommy Hilfiger, the sport,
exactly.
Polo Sport,
Totally.
Polo Sport was streetwear, bro.
Ralph Lauren, totally.
Yeah.
Was it was it streetwear or did it become?
It
Streetwear?
became
became
streetwear.
streetwear.
You know what I mean?
Became
Like
streetwear.
I think there's a difference. Like,
Lowheads.
I don't think it
Lowlives.
like came out as like
No,
streetwear. Like I think it
definitely-
definitely people
that wasn't
changed
that
shit
wasn't
to
the
streetwear.
demographic.
That's what's tight about streetwear is like the community claims it. It's like, yo, we're taking this, that.
That's so hard to me.
You know?
Like that. See, like that shit. Like that's the only reason like I would like fashion is because how intertwined with like hip hop it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that shit. Like people just like Tommy Hilfiger and all that shit. Like it took over. Polo like took that shit over. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
bro.
Like it's just
Yeah.
hard as fuck.
And you know what's
Like,
crazy? Polo can still appeal to people like that and to people
Yes.
like on the other side of the
you could
spectrum.
have a
You know what I
white
mean?
dude who's fucking go at the golf course wearing the polo. Who
loves it just as much as the dude.
Same dude
Yep.
on the corner. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah,
hard.
man.
That shit's so hard.
And that's the beauty of it, man.
I know.
So, it's a very gray area to call something streetwear because anything
Especially
could,
now.
could be considered that. So, the whole point of labels is just for convenience basically.
I feel you.
You know?
Yeah.
You know.
It also just frames the brand like when you first see the name, like this is what it says to you.
It's more so about like lifestyle and like who they choose to put it on and like how they portray their images and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what separates it from being okay, this is a high end luxury brand as opposed to this is like some like Fairfax brand.
Right.
No
right.
no knock to Fairfax.
Right.
Yeah.
Sam Supreme's moving, by the way.
I heard about that.
Wait, really?
They're moving from Fairfax. Yeah. I don't know if
Doug-
Where are they going?
Yeah.
they're going to. I'll tell you guys later.
You know what's wild? I feel like obviously the Fairfax thing blew up and then then it became the most non.
It's crazy because that shit became so
Watered down.
Yeah, man, it's kind of
Right.
nuts how it transformed, especially with the rise of like Odd Future.
I
totally.
really think
Future
that was the thing that
put them on the
fucking
map.
blew- yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it blew it up for everyone.
Blew
You
it
know what I
up.
mean?
Yeah.
That wasn't like in LA already.
Like people still dress like Tyler. That's amazing.
Bro,
to me.
I still see people dressed like that.
Yeah, it's amazing to me.
I really like Tyler. I like his looks, man.
totally,
I
yeah.
like his looks a lot.
Yeah, is it like I like it? I would never rock any.
Right.
You're not
shit,
into
really.
like the crazy colors and shit.
Nah, like I mean, I'm colorblind. You know what I mean? Like try to keep it very neutral.
Nice.
I can't be rocking colors I don't know what they look like to other people. You know what I
Like
mean?
yo, you got a purple shirt.
Like yeah, I thought it was blue.
Yeah. No, one time I was in line at like a Subway and I saw this dude's like Chuck Taylors and I was like complimenting him like, oh, your shoes are tight, they're my favorite color, and he's like, yeah, green, right? And I was like, oh, red. And I fucking crushed this dude's dream.
like,
No,
Yeah.
no.
He's like, these are my
For
favorite
years,
pair.
for years
Yeah.
they've been red or they've been green to him.
yeah, yeah, man.
That sucks, dude.
Damn, but yeah, man. Although, did you hear that Bathing Ape is also coming to LA
Yes.
after like a giant hiatus?
Yes.
Were they in? Wait, okay. Give me some context here. Were they in New York the whole time, or like where were they? At?
They were in LA for like a couple years or maybe less than that in like I want to say early 2000s.
Yeah, but they've been gone. But now
Yeah.
they're back. They're
No,
coming back.
They're back.
Why would anyone leave LA? I don't understand that.
Dude, it's hard to. Honestly, it's hard to
Compete, I
ru-
guess,
and
yeah.
like run a store and like
Totally.
it's you got to cut costs somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
And like although it's crazy to me. Although LA is like, I guess what the second most popular, not most populous. I don't know about that, but in terms of like, draw and like crowd. Like people
Yeah.
come to
Totally.
New York and then LA.
Yeah,
Right.
LA
You know what I
is
mean?
Big
Big
ones, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like New York gets everything. All the fashion shit goes to New York.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, not nothing, but like
It's a
LA
lot
isn't
smaller
really.
market.
Yeah,
It's not really known for like
not the
having
same.
that fashion community.
It's big,
That's
but it's not
changing,
like
though.
New York. Like all the events, all the events and shit happen in New York. Like everything popping is in New York for that
Yeah.
shit. But I mean, I guess it's a trade off because we do have a different culture, like film and TV and stuff like that. You know,
Hollywood, you know.
ain't
LA.
You know,
Peer pressure.
you know.
That wasn't really a peer pressure one.
Nah.
I just kind of missed the bomb.
That's okay.
Wait, so I want to talk more about the brand, like
Okay.
the hearing that you're into Gary Vee and stuff, and like
Ooh, Gary Vee, my guy.
how did like I like when I cut it off fast.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, yo, shut the fuck up. When did you start considering yourself like a business, and like how does that business model like start like coming in like and like I don't know, like where does that work ethic come from, and not only that, but like how many hours are you putting in like per week like for your business? Like
Shit, I don't even know, man. I like this sounds corny, but I fucking live and breathe this shit. Like I am obsessed with this shit. I'm always thinking about like how can I improve this? How can I better communicate? How can I, profit margins? Like how am I gonna keep growing that? What's the next opportunity? Not in like a thirsty way, but just
Yeah.
like constantly having that in the back of my mind because it's like my motor. But in terms of like work ethic, man, I've always had that. I can't. I don't like the feeling of being lazy. It bugs me so much.
so you don't like Netflix binge or anything like that?
I do, but I'll have it on in the background. Like, I always have like my projector running something.
Yeah.
So it'll be on. I might not be giving it my full attention, but I'll be doing something else sometimes. That like it might be something as simple as like folding inventory or like taking pictures for content on my Instagram or something.
Yeah.
That's like when rappers have movies on in the studio.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, Stu Life.
Just for the vibes.
You know,
Just for
Yeah.
the vibes. That wasn't a good
you're
one.
terrible.
Sorry, I take
You're
that
terrible with
back.
that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so when did? Okay, real question. When did you start listening to Gary Vee and shit?
This year, my homie Jonathan
No
put
way.
me on.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it change the
Did
way?
it change anything for you
Yeah.
at all?
I mean, in a way, yes and no, because the things he's saying are things that you've probably heard before, but the way that he says it, it just motivates you. Like, I love putting his videos on in the morning because it just gets me going.
Like your cup of coffee.
right.
Yo,
Way to
wait, for some
go.
context, Gary Vee is a businessman, investor.
Dog,
He-
first of all, if you don't know who
It's
Gary
Gary
Vee,
Vaynerchuk,
if you don't know
sorry.
who Gary Vee
Google
this
it.
is, you fucking turn this podcast off right now. I don't want you
yeah,
to
we're
listen.
yeah. We don't, but anyway, he's like an investor. He invested in Twitter and Tumblr, and
He owns the Jets, the
Yeah.
New York Jets.
he's really trying to own the Jets. So
Yeah,
it's
he's,
really
about,
cool.
he's about to do it.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, yeah, he puts out videos on YouTube, and he's like, he's not a motivational speaker, but he's motivational.
kinda.
He is
He's
now.
not. He's not, but
now-
he is.
Now he is.
I'd
but
say he is 100%.
Yeah, I say
yeah,
he is too.
yeah, and he's like really straight, really blunt with people, and like really, really honest. And a lot of people fuck with him, like
Yeah.
hella people.
I want to hear someone's opinion who doesn't fuck with him because I would love to have a conversation.
I've never met someone who, actually, I don't know.
You know, I was like super skeptical of like entrepreneurs, not entrepreneurs in general, but just like people who made a lot of money. Because I think like in the past, everyone who made a lot of money was dicks. Like everyone who made a lot of money
Truth,
in
yeah.
like 10 years ago, they were dicks and they treated everyone like shit. Or that was my opinion of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now there's this new like Starbucks, they're paying for all their employees' college.
Totally.
Gary Vee's like looking out for all his employees. Like there's this culture, like a lot of like the vegan culture starting to take off. There's
Ooh,
this
the what culture? the vegan culture.
But you know what I mean? Everyone's really focused on taking care of like not only each other and like it's cool. It's cool to see like people who are making a lot of money caring
that.
about their product and caring about not only that but like the people, the customer,
Yo,
and like
yeah.
the people who work for them. Like that's
Yeah.
just like unheard of before. You know what I mean?
You know what I think is like influencing that mindset though? Like the internet, the democratization of everything. Because you can now I forgot where I heard this from, but before it was like so hard to get on like TV
Yeah.
and like get to a bigger audience and get on the radio.
Now you can just do
You
that
can do
shit
yourself, bro. Like this is a radio show. This show you're listening to right now, everyone, we did this like
I'm ready. Just say
It's
it.
basically NPR.
Peer pressure.
Oh, but yeah, but like this is something like it's an amazing time to be alive. Shout out to Drake and Future. Like what a time. Because you can do anything now and you can just get it out yourself. You don't need the gatekeepers anymore. Like why do you need big magazines? Why do you need
All right, chill out, Gary Vee. I see you. There's no gatekeepers.
There's no
anymore.
gatekeepers.
Peer pressure.
Are you so? Do you take it like? Are you act like, are you trying to build your brand through Instagram and stuff? I know you have like the online shop and stuff like that. Like, are
And
you
then-
trying to take more active steps to do like build your brand through Instagram and stuff like that? Because I know, wait, I know. Let me flex for him.
Get them.
Your clothes are on who? Like Big Sean. You got some shit on Kaylani. Who's the other one? You got some shit on Chris Brown.
French Montana.
Yeah, French Montana. You drop a bomb on this shit.
Yeah.
How did first of all, like, yeah, back to Dom's question, and also, did those things happen organically? So just wrap that in.
Yeah, it was just meeting people, and like they were like, "Hey, like we really fuck with your brand. How do you feel about getting it on so and so?"
Yeah.
And of course, like, yeah, of course, I'm all for it. So, you know, you lend them pieces, and then sometimes you forget that they even have it, and then it'll show up in like a music video.
Yeah.
Which was like the case for like Chris Brown. Like I had forgotten that he had one of my pieces, and then next thing I know, I have people hit me up like, "Oh, dude, watch the fucking party video."
Crazy.
The party video? He was running in the party video?
Yeah.
That's nutty.
That's
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So you know, and then I immediately I was like, "Yo, YouTube,
yeah.
fucking look
Pull it
it
up
up."
on my phone right
My
now.
projector really
I
quick.
know, let me set this shit up.
Exactly.
Let me get some popcorn.
Exactly. No, that's dead ass. Like what actually happened?
Yeah.
Popcorn and everything. But
Everyone come here and watch this shit. That's my
yeah.
jacket.
But sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Happened organically. We also asked you like using Instagram to promote your brand. And
I
stuff
actually
like that.
hate having to rely on Instagram. To
We
promote
talked
my
about
brand.
this.
Why? Wait, why?
It's a full-time job, bro.
Yeah, bro, for real.
Like answering
me and
DMs
Brenner
and
are
all
about
that.
to
We need
hire
Social media interns.
yeah.
We're not. I'm just
We're
kidding.
Smart.
we're not. We're,
Hey, everyone-
we're not there yet.
Christian is looking for a social media intern for Slow Build Heavy Grind.
Please,
If you're-
hit
And we'll
me
put
up.
it
Send
out
your-
right now.
yeah.
Send your
To-
inquiries to
Peer
Yes.
pressure.
peerxpressure@gmail.com.
For real. But first you have to rank your favorite Kanye
Kanye.
album.
Yeah,
Wait, you gotta rate your favorite
Peer
Kanye
pressure.
album
Off
right
top,
now.
right now,
before
off
they-
top. Favorite Kanye albums.
My favorite Kanye album
Yeah.
Yes.
is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Come on now.
Get him off,
Yeah. Wait, what was yours? I can't remember.
Doug. College Dropout over everything.
Right.
College Dropout.
You a classic. You a
Dog,
classic.
I'm just.
She's so precious with the.
Peer pressure.
You
I just.
go.
I like my. I just don't go back to it a lot. Like, that's my thing. Like I go back to College Dropout every
it's
day.
filled with
almost.
skits though. That's the thing.
I don't listen.
You
to
know
it.
what I just listened to? My favorite Kanye album.
What?
Graduation.
Damn.
Graduation's.
I don't
Honestly-
hear too many people say graduation.
I don't hear-
Honestly,
I don't
bro,
hear too many people.
Graduation is far. I think I'm gonna say far and away my favorite Kanye album.
The
Wow.
beats are great.
Like
I love
far
the fucking
and
beats.
away.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. What's your number 2 then?
808s.
Damn.
This guy.
Oh,
You guys,
damn.
Dom is hurt
Yes.
right now.
You hate 808s.
No, I
There's a
don't-
lot of people that don't fuck with 808s.
I don't hate it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, my thing is like, there's certain things like 808s, I appreciate it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
As long
808s,
as you appreciate it and you understand that, like, without 808s, there ain't no Drake, ain't no Bryson, no Weekend, none of that.
808 changed rap. You
It
know what I
did.
mean?
It did.
It
Yeah.
didn't. But my thing is, it didn't change it in the direction I particularly like. You know what I mean? It's not my favorite direction.
Mumble rap.
Yeah.
No, I honestly think 808s did birth mumble rap too. I'm
I
not
don't think
gonna
so.
lie.
I think that was like Lil Wayne Gucci Mane.
Oh,
I think I'm just thinking of the auto.
Lil Wayne Gucci Mane. That's a bar.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne
Lil
Gucci.
Wayne Gucci man.
There you go.
Peer pressure.
Nah,
And we're
but-
back.
Okay, so if you had to wait third, I just want to get one of my tops.
Go for it, go for
if
it.
You had if you had to name your third favorite Kanye.
Does Watch the Throne count?
If you want to
if
put
you
it
wanted
there.
to count.
I think it counts.
Damn.
I think it counts.
Dude, you're coming real left right now. Like from with
Bro,
the,
yeah.
Different? No.
I mean-
I honestly, I love those.
the
three.
Watch the Throne threw me off a little bit. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's tight though. No,
I've
I
never met someone who likes Watch the Throne a lot.
I love it, man.
That's wild.
Yo,
Yeah.
you know what song is really good?
It's not like
Joy.
it's bad. You know what I mean?
The
Wait,
Joy
what's
is
your favorite
amazing.
song off Watch the Throne?
Shit, I would say Otis or
Otis is crazy too.
Otis is crazy.
Illest Motherfucker Alive, man. White Lamborghini Countach, two of them. Come on, man.
Dog, I can't even think of that song in
don't
my head right
know.
now.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go. Hey, right when we
Yeah.
get to the car, we're listening to that shit.
Or
Alright.
Ham. Come on, the
You like
beat
Ham?
on Ham.
I remember when Ham came out, people went nuts.
I remember when Ham
That was
came
the
out,
first single. I
I
think.
didn't like it when it came out.
It's a very different sound
It's a
for
different
its time.
sound. Yeah.
But now you kind of see that thread now.
Yeah.
With music that's being made now.
No, I 100% agree.
That shit came out in 2011, bro.
Because when Ham
Yeah.
came out, I was like, this isn't Kanye. Because like he had made 808s,
different.
I was like, this isn't Kanye.
It's a completely different pivot for him. Like
he was doing some hard shit, which he
Yeah.
did. He hadn't done really hard shit.
And
like that
back to
before.
Christian.
Peer pressure.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
Um,
Look at this.
No,
This
I
why we
have a
have
que-
him on the show.
I have a
Look at this.
question though. I have a
That's all.
question. Do you feel like with a brand that has a consistent image, how do you try to reinvent yourself?
shit, man. I wish I had a better answer for that. I just like to. I'm all about quantity over quality.
What do you mean by that?
You should create an entire body of work and then edit down.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Okay.
Because like there are so many people in the creative field that obsess over one project and never put it out because they're too tunneled into
Shout out to Dominic.
That's me. 100%.
into like
That's
being a
me 100%.
perfectionist and be like, nah, this is not tight.
This
But
is
then-
so Dominic.
Dog,
right now.
no, you're literally like this is literally hitting me my core right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I
this
mean,
is
try it out.
100%
Try
me.
it out.
What would you tell him? What would you tell Dom?
Yeah, like for someone who would be like the complete opposite, where like I don't release shit.
Create
I like
a body of work and don't give a fuck about what anybody says.
I'm about to release this shit tomorrow.
Yeah, and make it a goal to be like, yo, I'm gonna have 5 projects, done in like a month.
Yeah.
and make it a fucking
Like hard
goal.
deadlines, yeah.
And then once you have like an entire body of work where you're looking at 20 different projects, you're like, oh, I liked what I did on this one, and I learned it from it on this one here, and then you get to kind of see, how you're learning. You get to see like the full trajectory of what you're learning.
I think sometimes I get trapped in this mindset where I will want to make something and I have this like specific vision for it.
Right.
And like I'll have it so because like I've taken this test and like one of my main strengths is like future. Like I'm always thinking about the future. So
Right.
I'll
He's an oracle.
I'll have this like very vivid image of what I want to come to fruition. And then if what I'm making doesn't go along with
Match
that,
that.
then I'm like, fuck this. And I get like, and I hate it. You know what I mean? Instead of like organically letting it come about and being like, oh, if I mess up, oh, let's take this in this direction. I stay so strict on this path that I have in my head.
Yeah.
So I don't want to release
What do you
anything.
feel about mistakes? Do you like them? Do you hate them?
It depends. Like sometimes like you'll do something like, oh, that shit's tight. And sometimes I'll make a mistake and I won't
Right.
I won't run with it
Yeah.
because it's not
Right,
what I
right.
want in
But
my head.
you kind of, it's like it goes back to the quantity thing. You need to make mistakes because sometimes you find like those like little like nuggets
Yeah.
of like, oh shit, this is actually kind of tight.
I think I prevent myself from making mistakes.
Nah, man,
You
you
know what I
gotta
mean?
love mistakes, man. Some of the best things were created out of mistakes. The fuck potato chips are a mistake.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know the stuff that protects the like glass in your car from shattering?
Yeah.
That film over it? It's a mistake.
Me,
Yeah.
a mistake.
Yo.
Peer pressure.
Shout outs to mom and dad. Man.
Wait, okay, but one of my last questions. I don't know how we doing on time.
We good. We got 56 minutes plus that little
Alright,
bit of
we're-
we're
alright.
chilling.
One of my questions is now knowing you and hearing you talk like you have this creative side to you,
Right.
which is the clothing. But what's interesting is like you're not just about the creative side. Like a lot of what I've been hearing you talk about today is about the business side.
Totally. I'm all about that stuff.
Which
man.
side came more natural to you, and which side do you enjoy more? Or is there a separation in your head when you think about it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm naturally a creative person.
Uh-huh.
I love that. But then, like, as I had my business, I was like, okay, I need to start, like, bossing up.
Yeah.
And then,
Boss up one time.
exactly. And then basically from that, I was like, okay, well, how can I still make this fun? And problem solving is a creative business but it's grounded in logistics and, like, reality and, like, capitalism. You know
Dog,
what I mean?
Damn, yin and yang.
I doing like in like how I am now. It's weird and like doing the different things I'm doing now, like peer pressure and all that different
Right.
stuff. I'm almost realizing that business side of it is one of the sides I may like, if not more, because it's the same thing. Like whenever I thought about business and businessmen or like a business degree,
Right.
it was always so like straightforward, logical, like all this shit. But I'm looking at it and
It's fun.
It's creative as shit.
Yeah.
You gotta
Hell
solve
yeah.
problems. How are people gonna receive this, and how are we gonna get them to see this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And-
How am I gonna get my shit to sell?
Because
That's a
you can
creative
have all
problem.
you can have all the product in the world, and if no one's looking at it, or like you can do it for yourself at the end of the day. But people, if you want to survive or like make a living off this and do this shit, you gotta find ways to sell this shit.
Exactly.
Being a business person is looking at this is the gap. How can I fill that gap?
Yeah.
Right.
This is where no one's spending money where they want to spend money. How can I get in that? And that's a
Exactly.
creative process.
Totally. 1,000%.
I'm not a businessman.
I'm a
a businessman.
Peer pressure.
So tell me again the name of the brand. I just want to hear the name one more time.
Slow build, heavy grind.
Damn, he changed his voice for that one. He changed
I went down an octave. I don't know shit about octaves, but I think I went down one.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon for you?
Man, I'm just helping out other brands right now, so I'm learning a lot by helping out other brands and seeing what
Thank you,
problems
Krystian.
they
Helping
come
us
out.
with- Thank you for our
Yo, I
shirts.
made the shirts. How do you like
Thank
them?
you. I
These
love
are
them.
fucking
Thank
fresh
you.
as
Yeah?
shit. Yo,
Thank you.
just so you know, this is the preview.
What is it?
These people shirts are about to be out soon.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
shirts are about to be out soon.
And
Drop that heat.
Yeah,
Everyone who's on the show gets a shirt. By the way, Christian has a shirt. You know,
Hey,
You know.
you know,
already
influencer marketing.
Can you
know
imagine he
what it
made
is.
it? We're like, yeah, we're not gonna give you one.
Yeah, we're not-
And we created custom colors for the print. Come on now.
Custom
Hit 'em
pinks.
with it.
Little Pantone pink. Come on
Honestly,
now.
bro, this
No
is
one
so
got
fun.
it.
These bombs are amazing.
Dog, okay, next time we're gonna put this in the center. So
Yeah,
whenever you
'cause
wanna drop
then-
a bomb,
yeah.
Let's
you gotta hit
go.
that shit up.
Let's
But
go.
but yeah. So anything else on the horizon? We got the blonde shirts coming out, or the white is already out. the
White's
blonde
out,
tees.
black's coming out. Probably by the time you guys drop this, I don't know when that is, but
Sunday.
Sunday. Well, it'll probably be out. It'll
Okay,
definitely
cool,
be out.
cool,
We're coinciding our drops together.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's the
There
whole
you
point.
go. That's it. We're co-branding it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You know.
But yeah, man. So those shirts are out, and then yeah, man, I'm just helping out any other brand. So if you're a brand and you want to make stuff in LA, like hit me up. I'm very, very easy to reach.
Production check. Logistics check.
Done.
One more
Done.
question. I'm sorry. How long like did it take you to get good at all this stuff? Because okay, we're sitting here and there's literally like clothes surrounding all of us. So how was the process of you getting like to a point where like was there a point where you're doing this shit and you're like I suck? And then when was it like
Every day.
I'm good? Really? And
Do
then
Yeah.
you feel? Do you feel confident in your brand? Like if
Oh,
someone,
100%. Yeah.
but you still feel insecure at the same time.
You have to. It's kind of like this weird engine where it's like you kind of have to have that doubt, but you don't let it become an obstacle. You let it become like fuel.
when
Right. I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
when was the point where like because obviously when you suck you can't be like yo I'm the shit. When was or was it I don't know when was the point when it's like you like your skills caught up and you're like oh I'm actually good now. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know if I don't ever want to reach that point. I constantly want to feel like I'm on the underdog.
That
You know
makes
what I
sense.
mean?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
which is-
constant growth. Like you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of tough to find
That's
that balance.
you know what that
too.
is?
What?
Slow build, heavy grind.
Ooh.
Constant growth. He said constant growth, and I was like, "Oh man, all right, go ahead." I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but
Go ahead. Sorry.
basically, yeah, like if you ever feel like you've made it, then you get complacent. So I always want to feel like there's always something that I could improve upon.
And then how do you balance that with knowing that in that moment, like you're good, like this is good. You know what I mean? That's when you start getting caught up in like you just keep going in circles where you're chasing something that doesn't
Right.
exist when you already have it. Like you know what I mean? There's a point where the stuff you're putting out is good, and you can't just be like,
Right. I mean, in my mind, I'm always thinking like, yo, I'm the best I can be. Like if
right.
like I'm always thinking like, okay, like I'm not even trying to think about what other designers, what other brands are doing. Like I'm focused on my shit. And to me, in that moment, like I feel like I'm the best, or like this is what's supposed to happen. So I'm never trying to compare myself to anybody else.
Yeah.
And that helps me kind of tune out all that bullshit. But you know, always kind of grounding myself in the idea that like all of this shit could fall from underneath you at any moment, whether it's like, you know, you stop being cool or you run out of funds or like people just stop fucking with your brand, you know, like anything can happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, that humbles you real fucking quick.
Side note is not trying to get too like in your pockets, but like is funding a issue? I know because for a lot of brands nowadays, like starting out for like younger people who are like
I couldn't
trying-
imagine. I couldn't because
The
like
fun-
I
Some-
started my brand with like $300 in my fucking account. I don't recommend that to anybody. If you
Yeah.
it wasn't a good move.
Yes. Please have money set aside, stack up before you start a brand. Like it's just you will run into so many problems as I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think those things helped build what it is today.
Exactly. It's all part of like a story. It's like, would you watch a movie where the character gets everything he wants and like there's no conflict?
and
Fuck
he just
no.
does it all the way to the top.
Exactly. No, that's
Yeah,
a
hell
boring
no.
fucking movie. Like,
Right.
You know, Harry Potter got to fucking face Voldemort. You know what I mean?
Okay, one more
Damn.
I know we were almost done, but like one more question. So when you decided like you made like I want to make my own brand, was it a jump? Was it like a leap? Was it something like
Totally. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Bro.
was it a scary like was it like literally
How
you
old-
being on the
how old
edge of
were
the
you when you-
cliff
how
and
old were
then
you when you
jumping or
decided,
like how was that?
was 2015. So I was 26.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How was that when you did it? Like how like would you
I've always been the type of person that I didn't have like a plan B, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like if I settle on plan A, that's what I fucking want.
I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. Like if you put out into the world that you have like a fallback plan. Like yeah, logistically and like it's a smart thing to do. But like if you have persistence and if you have work ethic, then like plan A will fucking happen.
Yeah.
In any
Well, I have
way,
a plan
any way
B.
it can. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
like if you really want it and you're really down and like you know, there's been times where I had negative $1,000 in my account. I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna make that 1,000 out to get out of the red? I had to fucking hustle and like start like selling
shit
it.
done,
you
yeah.
know? So, you know, if you really fucking want this and you're ready to take on all of the ugly shit that happens with it, then yeah, you fucking love it and you're not going to stop. So anybody that's whatever it is, whether it's fucking clothes, food, whatever the deal is,
Peer
exactly. like I'm sure you had to have like a bunch of whack podcasts in order to get to like where you're at. You
dog,
know?
we had about
episode 1 through 14. They're all
15.
bad. Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, it permeates to anything in life.
I think once you just start working and the kinks just happen and you go through them and you work through them.
You learn.
dog. That's why I like the name so much. Because like slow build, heavy grind is it's not just like you made it into like a brand and a clothing thing, but it's like that is actually like
mantra, bro.
yeah, it really is. Like it's like, bro, you just gotta, as long as you like, it reminds me of a Thomas the Tank Engine, low key. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think like just going chugging along, and you're gonna get there. You know what I mean? So that's like, it's like even just seeing it. Like I saw one of the shirts over there it was like, it wasn't embroidered, but it was like it stuck out and it just said it on it. I was like, that shit's tight as fuck. You know what I mean? Because someone's gonna see that and be like, oh yeah, slow build.
Yeah, like if somebody who's never heard of the brand before sees it and like gets it, like that's dope to me.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that was
Peer pressure.
Hey, thanks for having me, y'all. This was fucking tight.
this was really cool.
No problem,
Yeah.
dog.
I'm really.
He'll be back. He'll be one of the.
He'll
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
And that was episode 18.
That wasn't 18.
That was 18.
Oh my bad.
Come on, bro.
I heard that, my bad.
But again, Krystian, do you have anything to say to anybody listening? Well, you know, we got hella downloads.
This is like that rainbow moment on Jesus and Miro.
Yeah, dude. I was about to.
I know. Yeah.
That shit's about to get beat out because we can't even.
The what
Oh
moment?
damn. Oh damn. You're
with
right.
Jesus and. Who the fuck are they?
And
That's our competition right there.
Man, I got nothing else to say, but man, just keep going, man. Whatever it is you love, keep going for it.
Hey man,
Peer
that's
pressure.
what peer pressure is all about.
and we out.
All right. Peace.
Hey.
Peer pressure. Pressure. Peer pressure.